parts where you know there's no scent and how the dog reacts to it. Because that is gonna become as important to you as how they react when there is scent. And I know that doesn't sound reasonable at this point, but you get into a park, you're gonna have to know what's going on when you watch your dog sniff. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
You're okay, you got it squeezed up. Come on, you ready? Let's go search. Go search. Alert.
No, it's not.
No, Pearl.
Oh, that's the wrong
Blue
one.
tape. It's okay.
I looked at the wrong.
It's okay.
No.
Take it, walk him back out, and then walk him back in from either direction.
Find it. Find it. No.
Keep movement.
Go find
Don't
it.
stall out on your dog. There you go.
Find
Good
it.
job.
That's
Now
fine.
turn around down there and come back by him.
Find it. Find it.
Keep walking, don't stall.
Find it. I don't have anything.
You don't know where it's at.
Go find it. Find it. Find it. Go find it.
Don't make eye contact. That's where we need soft eyes, okay? Try one more pass and then we'll make it simpler.
Find it. Find it.
Don't stall out. You gotta keep moving.
Find it.
You don't know where it's at. All right, take him out.
He's a bum.
No, he's not.
He wants the
You
food.
weren't paying attention either because you were out going to the bathroom.
He is alerting, he's just not doing what you want him to. He's we were talking, he's show baiting right by the scent. He's just not putting his nose in it, but he was definitely looking at you and he was giving a show stance,
That usually tells me he wants food.
he was talking to you, it just, he wasn't doing what you were asking.
I just didn't get it.
It's very subtle sometimes. Very, very subtle.
Yeah, like my dog is super subtle. She does not.
Go find it. Find it. Alert.
Oh,
Alert.
perfect.
Alert. Well, your mom just don't understand you, buddy.
Now bring him back out,
Good boy.
and we're gonna go one more time with him.
And you're gonna put them all back.
Not all of them.
Good job.
I don't wanna overwhelm.
Good
Let him
job.
look again.
Ready? Come on. Come on. Ready? Go search. 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 Search.
Good movement. You're keeping moving. That's perfect.
Search.
Now, how are you gonna tell if he's alerting when he's behind you? You need to make sure he's where you can see him. That's okay.
Find it. Find it. Find it.
See, he's
Find
alerted.
it.
He's an alert.
Yep, there he goes.
Because he stops.
He did
and
stop.
it-
You're right, he did stack
And his
there.
tail stops wagging and it goes up.
Mhm.
He
did
stacks
stack there.
himself,
Oh,
literally.
job.
I think your
Because
photographer
his tail
there might be
wags.
able to
That's
help
what
you
she's
out.
saying, you need to record yourself, have someone record you.
Mhm.
Because he's coming right up over here. He's like, wag, 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 wag. He comes here and goes, bam, that tail stops wagging.
So that's his alert.
So you need to pay more attention to the body of your dog. Just like she got on me, because my dog is super, super bad about not really giving me an exact alert. Very, very subtle, even more subtle than he is. But yeah, it's wag, 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 and then when he gets to the scent, tail stops wagging. Did you guys catch that? Tail stops wagging, and
But
a lot
she's
of dogs
correct
will do
about him
that.
stacking too.
Yeah.
She did.
When she pointed out that he was stacking and show baiting, I caught it.
Do we wanna, in this beginning
question. Let's let her run her dog since she's on her feet, and let's discuss that a little bit.
Sadie, find it.
I thought he was just playing for treats.
He was, but he was playing in the exact spot where it was appropriate to ask for a treat. And when you're talking about a groomed dog, that makes perfect sense, the way
Check
they
this
think.
one, check. Check that one. Okay, good. Here, check. Good girl. Good girl. Alert. Good
Good
girl.
job.
All right.
Okay, the question being, do you want to train a response that you can easily verify, because we're humans and we're goofy and we don't always see the obvious. Now, the first thing talking about this, distance is our friend, okay? When you're standing over your dog, it's harder to see exactly what your dog's doing. But someone who's across the room is going, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I want to tell her this. But they're letting you work through it. So the more leash you can give them, and has Muck worked a bunch of obedience, like taking it he has already? Okay, so you may have more trouble getting him to lead out and do the searching until he realizes it's a different game because he's got his harness on. And they do learn their clothes. They know exactly what they're wearing. So that's the first thing, is distance is your friend, which why videotaping is good. You can absolutely teach a response to when you know where it's at by asking for a sit or a down or whatever. The only bad portion of that is in the very beginning, it's not a consistent response, and in my opinion, it's because the dog didn't choose it. That's just the way I think. Now, if I've got a dog that goes out and does something like that, he chose it. To him, that makes perfect sense. So, if she can learn to relate to that and see it instantly, that would be the perfect response for her dog. We had a Labrador up in Anderson that the minute he found one, he'd lay down. And I was like, did you teach that? And she says, nope, he just started doing it. That was the perfect response for that dog, because it was somehow hardwired into its mind that that was the appropriate way to do it. My boy, as big as he is, the Great Dane, paws it now that he's really getting expert at it. He didn't like all this, obviously. But, and I mean, as big as he is, and that big old club foot, he just barely touches it. Okay, I'll take it.
A question.
Yeah.
How do I know which one he's alerting at? Because he was just standing by the other one and looking at me when he was alerting. So how do I know?
Well,
which
in
one?
that case, he was standing on the outside of it. So you had two over here you were closer to, and he was basically between the bull and you. So would you want to teach a different response? Very possibly. Very possibly. That's going to be your own personal decision. However, the trained response is the one that tends to break down, especially in the novice classes. You know, if you're insisting on a set, when they find it, and they get under the heat of the fire, that's the one that's gonna break down. However, if he does that and he was in the novice class, and you know what's gonna happen to her in the novice class, the judge is gonna say, where is the scent? And you're gonna have to be able to say, right here. I was in a varied one in novice once, and in varied you have the scent under dirt. You only have 6 obstacles to choose from, or 6 objects. And Obi went, and I knew they give you like a minute and a half. And then they'll say 30 seconds. And 30 seconds means your time is up at 30 seconds. So he was being Obi, he was taking his time, going. I knew the 2 on the right, he kept going back and forth between. And finally, he sat down between the first and the second box, and I said, alert. And this wasn't legal, I found out later, but the judge took it. She said, which one is it? And I kind of was like, well, which one is it? And he looked at me, he looked at the thing, he looked at the judge, he looked at the box, he looked at me, and she says, I'm giving it to you, drama queen there. And the judges do want you to be successful. They really, truly do. We'll talk more about it later, but you will get a judge's briefing typically before a lot of your searches. I won't say each and every search because container searches are straightforward. Your judge's briefing may simply be, this is your novice container search, you have 10 boxes, do you have any questions? And then